What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here, ready to settle some big debates with one of the greatest musical minds on the internet, myself. Today's debate is the Gibson Les Paul versus the Fender Stratocaster. This is Marty versus Marty. Hey Marty, what's wrong, friend?
Well, I have a bit of a confession.
Out with it.
Well, I used your toothbrush this morning.
Oh, don't sweat it, Marty. I know where those teeth have been. It's no big deal.
Well, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Let's get to it, Marty.
What you got? It'd be really hard to say that all rock music wasn't built on the tones of a screaming electric guitar. You're right. That's why I'd never say that. You know, great artists have come and gone, but the musical inspiration from the tones and feel of playing an electric guitar persists to this day. I couldn't agree more. And the guitar that we have to thank for this is definitely the Gibson Les Paul. Hold your horses there, Marty. I love my Les Paul as much as the next guy, but rock would not rock without the Fender Stratocaster. That statement couldn't be further from the truth. Just think of the heaviest rockers out there. Jimmy Page, Slash, Ace Frehley, Zakk Wylde, Billy Gibbons, all these guys play Les Pauls. And of course they do. The introduction of the humbucking PAF pickups in those instruments gave them the signature fuzzy power that we most associate with rock music. Yeah, but the 3 single coil pickups in the Fender Strat gives those guitars a bite that the Les Paul just can't produce, which is what makes them so effective, not just for blistering rock solos, but also tasteful blues solos and intricate jazz. Eddie Van Halen, Eric Clapton, and Mark Knopfler have little in common when it comes to their playing styles, but their Fender Strat is a perfect fit in every case. You want to talk about versatility? The Gibson Les Paul's namesake wasn't a heavy metal guy. He was a jazz musician. And the Les Paul was originally designed for older jazz players. And it wasn't like they created the Les Paul and it was a sucky jazz guitar and some rockers picked it up. In fact, quite the opposite is true. The warmth of this guitar lends itself not just to metal, but a myriad of styles, including funk, blues, and of course jazz. But you have to admit the Les Paul isn't very comfortable to play. It's heavy and it doesn't contour with your body like a Strat. I mean, Fender calls the Strat's body the contour comfort, for crying out loud. The American Strats are just the perfect weight. The fingerboards are nice and smooth. When I'm playing the Strat, I feel like I'm just sliding through the riffs. The Les Paul just demands a lot more from its player. Just because you have little baby fingers doesn't mean the Les Paul's an inferior instrument. Its shorter scale length may create less give, but it certainly allows the guitar to have a warmer, fuller sound. And if you're on a Les Paul, that's what you're looking for, right? On top of that, the artistry of the Les Paul far outweighs the Stratocaster. The way the body's cut from the wood, how they set the neck and glued inside the body significantly affects the sound, giving it more depth than the single cut bolted on neck Stratocaster, and I swear I'm not reading a script. Ultimately, Marty, the legacy of the Stratocaster far outweighs that of the Les Paul. It's been a staple of popular music since its initial conception. Its influence never wavering, from Buddy Holly through Clapton and Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Johns Bothmere, and Frusciante. The Fender Strat has been a mainstay throughout modern music history. It's hard to say the same thing about the Les Paul. The fact that the Les Paul was almost lost to history should be laid at the feet of Gibson, not the instrument itself. At the time, the company didn't know what they had. It took some innovations from the musicians of the mid to the late 60s for the Les Paul to truly find its voice. But once that was established, it's been smooth sailing for the Les Paul ever since. I might go so far as to say because of the way the instrument was reclaimed by the rockers of that time, it's become more cemented into the ethos of rock than the Fender Strat. But don't you think that pigeonholes the range of the Les Paul a little bit? The Strat body and tone is merely a canvas on which to paint really any style of music. Whether it's rock, pop, funk, country, etc., the lack of an ethos for the Fender Strat is, in a way, its own ethos. It can become anything for anyone. And if music really is a true form of self-expression, I believe that the tone, feel, and style of the Fender Strat is undoubtedly the best place to start. Unless... Paul? Ah, you got me! Haha, Marty, I can't argue with you for too long. I guess we just have to agree to disagree. To each his own, I say. Should we ask the viewers to continue this debate in the comments? Now that sounds like something we can both get behind. So make sure you head down to the comments and let us know which guitar you prefer. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh man, we should have played the guitar so the viewers could hear the difference. Well, we could just do that now, right? Marty, you're a genius. I know. And you know what else? If they want to dig deeper into the differences in these two instruments, they should watch this Gear Thursday episode where we compared them in greater detail. Another fantastic idea, Marty. Thanks for watching.